What up? What up? Top of the top, top of the morning. Salute to the family. What's good? Salute to the chat. As y'all know right now, this is a pre-record. So I'm gonna get into the topics and I'm gonna get into it real quick. You understand? Because right now we in the time of a lot of BS, and we don't have no time to play. You understand? And I told y'all we going into the dark season. We already in the dark season, started after Halloween, but we are officially going to be into the winter season. You know what I'm saying? After December 21st. So I definitely want to say, you know what I'm saying? Keep your eyes open, protect your family, keep everybody close. You understand? And it's the For No Fame Prime Time episode 60. And metal has been found in Minute Maid juices. You know what I'm saying? Coca-Cola products. You understand? And it's getting real ugly because we know a lot of people in the hood, they buy Minute Maid juices and they drink Coca-Cola. Not just the hood, the urban community. Um, a lot of people that like a lot of sweet products, soda. But I'm gonna be real. The people that don't like to spend a lot of money on juice, such as grape juice, orange juice, cranberry juice, we know that people that shop on a budget, but not only that, people that was raised on these type of extra sweet juices, they have been found with metal in them. You understand? And I'm gonna get into that. You know what I'm saying? It's been a recall. And I'm also going to be speaking about former Chicago Bears and New York Jets player, you know what I'm saying, wide receiver Josh Bellamy was recently sentenced to 37 months in prison after pleading guilty in June to committing wire fraud, aka the PPP loan. And I'm also going to be talking about a New York City man from Brooklyn. He also was a citizen of Grenada, and he has admitted to sexually assaulting a 5-year-old boy, and he is now facing justice in the U.S. And I'm gonna get into these topics, and it's a few other topics I'm gonna touch on. But like I said, today it ain't no time to play, so I'm gonna get into this. Now, a lot of us is raised on Minute Maid juices. I was raised on Minute Maid juices, but one thing I learned the past couple, these are not the same Minute Maid juices we were raised on. For one, it's extra fructose corn syrup in them. For those that don't know about fructose corn syrup, it's a synthetic sugar, and it's been known to cause a lot of sicknesses such as diabetes. It's actually that thick, syrupy texture in the drink that clogs up your throat. And it's been reported by the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, that metal has been found in Minute Maid juices and Coca-Cola products. You understand? So they have been forced to issue a recall in 8 states to take these drinks off the shelf. But I've been telling y'all these past months, a lot of this stuff is tainted before it hits your hood, before it hits the store. That's why you'll see Minute Maid juice is sold in every hood in America. When you go to certain supermarkets, it's always on sale, 2 for 3, 2 for 5, whatever you want to call it. It's always on sale. All right. For those that drink grape juice, one whole bottle of natural grape juice is $5 and change. Also, things such as Ocean Spray cranberry juice, orange juice. Natural orange juice is going to cost you $3 to $4 for one. So they know that people in the hood, people that, was raised on this type of stuff, they're going to continue to buy it. And once again, these corporations, they don't care because it's all about making money. And doing it, being that it's all about making money, they will sell you and your kids anything. But mysteriously, it's been metal found in these, basically like tiny particles of scrap metal have been found in these particular things. And that's what I'm trying to tell you. The reason why some of these numbers are jumping up and these sicknesses are going on, because I told y'all, for those that have been listening, I told you your respiratory system is under attack. And that's why a lot of people are getting put on those ventilators. You understand? But it's been a recall in 8 states. And I'm going to tell you the list of states: Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Maryland, Virginia, Maine, New Jersey, and a few other states that has not been mentioned. And what they're saying is, I'm going to give you some of the flavors that has been already obtained in, and they already tracked this down: the berry punch, the strawberry lemonade, and the fruit punch. And we know we all love the Minute Maid fruit punch. You know what I'm saying? It's in Coca-Cola, the 12-ounce cans, the Sprite 12-ounce cans. You know what I'm saying? All of them have been recalled, and the products that have been recalled, they have 2022 on them. That's the expiration date. So therefore, they are already on the shelf right now, and they are already in stores. And what they saying is, you should, suggest a refund to get your money back, when really, you might have a lawsuit, period, if you already drunk it and you might have got sick. But what I'm trying to tell you is, a lot of these products are tainted before they hit your shelf. That's why you've been hearing reports about recalls on this, recalls on that. But all this stuff is supposed to be inspected before it hits the stores. So like I said, we know that Minute Maid juice is one of the top juices in the hood, next to Hawaiian Punch. It's the drink of choice for poor people. It's the drink of choice for those who like extra sweet juice that was raised on this juice. And we know what else? A lot of people get this juice to their children because it's cheaper. And when you have multiple kids and you got to stretch out that juice, Minute Maid is the juice of choice. So we looking at these 8 states. We looking at Pennsylvania, you know what I'm saying? And we know Philly, Pittsburgh, a lot of urban communities are in Pennsylvania, Same thing with NC, North Carolina. We know it's a lot of urban communities in North Carolina. Maryland, such as places like Baltimore, a lot of urban areas. New Jersey, a lot of urban areas. Newark, things like that. Patterson, Elizabeth City. We can go on and on. All of these cities have a lot of hoods. And a lot of people in the hood drink these products. They love Coca-Cola products. They love Minute Maid, as well as Sprite. You know what I'm saying? So these particular drinks are already on recall, and they say metal has been found in these drinks, and a lot of people are going to get sick, and a lot of people are going to be having breathing problems and things like that. Even you might have drunk it and it might not affect you now, but somewhere down the line, it might take effect. It's definitely going to lower your immune system. So that's why you got to be on point for these type of things. You know what I'm saying? And it's also been taught years ago by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad in the book he put out called How to Eat to Live. When he was speaking about years ago, I think he wrote the book actually in the 50s or the 60s, and he was speaking about drinking out of metal cans and how metal cans affect your body and they affect your breathing. That's why you think whenever you drink out of metal can, you're supposed to drink through a straw. But these are things that we've been taught to consume. And like I told you, some of these things are poison that just taste good. You understand? And then you'll wonder why you got, high blood pressure. Because remember, some of these doctors, their job is not to cure you, but their job is to treat you or pacify you so you keep coming back. That's why they never really tell you how to beat nothing. They just tell you what to do and what not to do, but they don't tell you how to cure stuff. You understand? And I'm gonna give a disclaimer on that because I'm not no doctor, but it's a fact that metal has been found in Minute Maid juices, and they are manufactured by Coca-Cola and also Coca-Cola brands such as Coca-Cola in a can, Sprite in a can. They have been found with metal in them. You know, scrap metal, shredded metal, metal particles, all type of things of that nature has been found in Minute Maid juices and Minute Maid products. So that's why I told y'all you got to start being smart. And I know certain things are expensive, but you still can get like pure apple juice. It don't cost a lot of money. It's still pure things you can get. You can make your own lemonade from scratch. You got to stop being lazy and you got to start taking care of yourself because these products are on the shelf and some of them are tainted, and that's just what it is. You understand? Moving right along, you dig? Check this out. A former Chicago Bears and New York Jets player by the name of Josh Bellamy, and he was a wide receiver, you know. He was recently sentenced to 37 months in prison after pleading guilty in June to committing wire fraud. In addition, he must pay $1,246,565 back in restitution. The 32-year-old received 1.2 million for his company. You know, his company was called Drip Entertainment. You understand? So we already know what type of company he had. It was called Drip. You dig? And that was an LLC. Now, you know, through the Paycheck Protection Program, for those who don't know, the PPP, you know, through a PPP loan and the coronavirus pandemic, he admitted to spending most of the money on jewelry, casinos. You know, they found out he was buying Christian Dior, Louis Vuitton, Gucci. He was buying a lot of foreign clothes, you dig? And he basically was blowing the money. And recently he played for the New York Jets, you dig? And he had a 2-year deal worth $5 million. And in 2019, days before his arrest in September 2020, he was placed on the season. Basically, he had a season ending injury. So he had just got hurt before they indicted him on his charges. So this dude has straight bad luck. You understand? He got hurt. He got put on injury reserve. His season was over because of his injury. And then right after that, they picked him up for the PPP loan. You did? And he's been charged with wire fraud, bank fraud, and conspiracy. And those three things I want to speak on real quick because I looked this up and it's a lot of lawyers already offering their services because a lot of lawyers know they're about to make a lot of money or people trying to fight these charges. And for those that don't know, for those who did this loan, it doesn't matter how much you got. The key things they're charging people with is wire fraud, bank fraud, and conspiracy. You dig? Because once you say that you had a company and then you spend that money on other things, they don't know if it went to drugs. They don't know what it went to. So that's where the conspiracy come in. Once you get that money transaction and you know you ain't had no business and you get it sent somewhere, that's the wire fraud. And once you got it sitting in the bank and you writing out of that bank, that's the bank fraud. So it don't matter how much you took because a lot of people got this money under bogus circumstances, but they used a real social security number. And a lot of people were set up by family members, friends, and agents because you have financial agents too that prey on your money and look to get you caught up with wire fraud, bank fraud. That's why you'll see a lot of people that set people up or they told you they'll do the paperwork for you or they said, you know, they know how to do it. A lot of those people are not going to get in no trouble because some of them were agents to get you locked up and get you in trouble. You know what I'm saying? And these are facts. So I'm going to say it again. This is not to shame nobody that did the PPP loan because I know some people had to do what they had to do. But if you did this loan, you You better not wait for them to come get you. If you did the loan, you better off telling them you made a mistake, you misunderstood what you was doing, and you better and try to get you some leniency. Because if they come for you and you wait too long, they might put you in a position where you can't even fight your case. You understand what I'm telling you? Because this man, he was an NFL player. You know, he had a contract for $5 million. He got hurt. You know, he didn't want to look at the reality that his career might be over. He did the PPP loan, you know what I'm saying? And he owes back 1.2 million. He received 1.2 million and they want it all back. You dig? And then he blew the money on nonsense with a company called Drip. So let's look at the name, Drip Entertainment LLC. So he already made himself hot with that name. So I'm pretty sure they flagged his account. You dig? And then they traced his account and he spent money out of that same account and bought Christian Dior, Gucci, and was staying in exclusive hotels with casinos in them. And he was blowing the money. You dig? He was blowing money fast like he was Big Meech. You dig? And that's what this dude was doing, because we know a lot of sports players, they want to be rappers. They want to live the lavish lifestyle of rappers. You know, they don't want to be family men. But my point is this. He spent the bread and he got caught, and now he got to pay it all back. And right now, before he even get a chance to pay it back, he has to do 37 months in federal penitentiary. And we also heard a couple weeks ago about the other dude that just got his time. But what they are doing is they're handling the individuals that took the most bread first. Once they deal with all the big dogs, then they're going to start coming for the smaller dogs. You dig? And people in the hood was taking $250,000, 50,000, all type of big numbers. But some people smart enough not to put it in their name, and they finesse other people to put it in their name. So at the end of the day, don't be surprised if you get charged with wire fraud, bank fraud, and conspiracy. Because if you don't have a real business, if you did not take this money and pay your workers, you understand, because that's what it was for, you're going to get charged for that money you took. And like I told y'all before, that's part of the reason why they're holding it over people's head. Because by them holding it, you know, by them keeping it over people's head, it's causing anxiety. And that anxiety is creating stress. It's also increasing, you know, domestic violence, crime, and murder. So that's why y'all got to be on point out here in this game. Because if you did it, you know what I'm saying, and you know you violated, this ain't no crime you're going to run away from. And guess what else? If you did it, you're not going to be able to file taxes no time soon, maybe never ever, until you pay that money back. And also, when you try to file your money, common sense, they're going to know that you don't have no business if you do try to file a W-2. And if you did do it, you're going to have to file certain forms, 1099s, other miscellaneous forms to prove that you had workers. And once you don't put in that paperwork, you're going to get audited anyway. So a lot of people know this whole situation was a trap. And it was something as well to set people back for a couple of years so that everybody else will be doing better than you, and you're going to be at the bottom. And some people are going to be homeless and they're going to be poor because they took this money. Because I told y'all this whole thing was all set up and planned. And you notice this happened during the pandemic. They made it easy for anybody to get the money. And they knew they knew some people would go ham and would take money they know they can't pay back. But some people told them lies that they don't got to pay it back. So what's happening is a lot of people in America, definitely in the hood, definitely in, various communities, they took this money, and a lot of people, like I said, they put themselves in bondage. And you will see that these numbers, when they round up everybody for the PPP loan, you're going to see that these numbers are more than C-19 victims. You think people sick from that virus, it's going to be more people sick from doing this PPP loan when it's all said and done. And like I said, these are facts. I'm not making it up, and I'm not trying to shame nobody. You know what I'm saying? But you better get you a lawyer, and you better get ready, If you know for sure you did this, you took that bread, you best be getting you a lawyer. That's all I'm gonna tell you. Next, and this is some more disturbing news, and this is really disturbing news. And we got another Chester, because I told y'all the number one crime in America right now is Chesters. They cracking down on all the Chesters, and they coming for them. For those who don't know, Chester, the child molesters, the traffickers. That's why Ghislaine Maxwell is in court. Epstein, his lady, yeah, she's in court right now. You understand? And this is the number one agenda in America right now, and they are not playing. Now check this out. A New York City man, he got no prison time in Grenada because this crime happened in the island of Grenada. He committed this crime and he didn't get no time. He got a slap on the wrist. And then he tried to come back to America, which is Brooklyn, New York. And before he can do that, he got jacked up. You know what I'm saying? He got jacked up by government agents. So let's look into this. A New York City man who got no prison time in Grenada after admitting that he sexually assaulted a 5-year-old baby boy is facing justice in the U.S. He was seized by agents, and his name is Traverson Roberts, 27 years old. He pleaded guilty to the crime in federal court in Brooklyn on Monday, you understand, in a bid for leniency because he got away in Grenada. Now, the maximum penalty for this crime, he is facing 30 years. And he had dual citizenship. He went to Grenada to be a minister. You dig? Check that out. He went to Grenada to be an ordained minister, just like y'all heard about those missionaries. They go to other countries and they violate kids. And I told y'all, a lot of these Chesters, they move in a form of organizations. Y'all know about preachers and all of that. It's always a form or a uniform or an organization of people that want to help people and help the kids. That's always their disguise. So he got away in Grenada, but when he came to America, they snatched him up. And he's facing 30 years. And being that he had dual citizenship, he was able to go back and forth, and he probably was doing this for a long time. You dig? And he probably was touched on too. That's why he couldn't stop. You dig? Because he was an ordained minister. That's what he was trying to do at 27 years old. Okay. Now, while he was in Grenada, he forced a 5-year-old boy who had been left in his care. You understand? He was supposed to be watching this little boy, and, he forced this boy to pleasure him orally. You understand? He basically made the little boy go down on him. You understand? And we know this man is sick, and he's an animal, and he needs to be dealt with. Because he thought he was in Grenada, he was going to get away with it. He probably was doing this in New York already too. So let's pay attention, right? The little boy was left in his care, and he forced the boy to pleasure him orally. You dig? And then when he got caught, he begged for forgiveness from the boy's mother in a text message. So that was where he incriminated himself. You dig? And once he begged for forgiveness from the boy's mother in a text message, he had to plead guilty in Grenada. And in Grenada, because he went to court in Grenada, but when he went to court in Grenada, he was only fined $1,500, and he had to pay $600 for therapy. That's it. And they said that the people in Grenada, the child's mother, was outraged, and she appealed it to the U.S. You understand? She told the U.S. authorities, and they picked the case up. And what happened was, in Grenada, his attorney was part of Grenada's parliament. So the lawyer he had a lot of clout, and he was down with their parliament, which was their government. You understand? And that same attorney, was married to its current legal affairs minister. So the people he got to defend him were very powerful people in Grenada, and he only got $1,500 fine and had to pay $600 for therapy. So basically, that was a smack on the wrist. And this dude thought he was getting away. And being that he thought he was getting away, he tried to come back to America. And that's where, you know, the U.S. authorities, Homeland Security, and and agencies like that, they picked him up. You understand? They jacked him up, and now he's facing 30 years. And I told y'all this is part of the agenda. This is also part of tracking, because I told you now you can't just be going anywhere you want to go and doing what you want to do, because now you will be tracked. And this dude was 27 years old, and his name was Treverson Roberts. You understand? And he's from Brooklyn, New York. So some people probably know him, but they did not know he was indulging in these type of activities. And like I said, this is national news, whether you know it or not, and this is what's going on. That's why I got to understand you have to watch the kids, your children, because this trafficking thing is very real, and these violations are very real. And, under the New York Child Exploitation Investigations Unit of Homeland Security, this individual has been caught. That's what's going on. You understand? So you got to pay attention to what's going on. Everybody got to protect what's yours, because I'm telling you, these Chesters, they running wild and they getting scared. They're trying to hide. They're trying to lay low key. They're trying to be quiet because they don't want to get exposed. Because we got to understand something. If you are a Chester and you've been dealing in these activities, 9 times out of 10, you've been doing these things for 5, 10, 20 years, or maybe even more. Like, once again, I told y'all, Africa Bambaataa is the GOAT of trafficking. He's the GOAT of child exploitation, and he's been doing that since the 70s, and he is still walking around. You understand? He's only facing a lawsuit, a civil case for some money. He is not facing no time, and I don't understand that neither, because basically no one wants to step up. You understand? So, moving to the next topic, is the Supreme Court won't block vaccine mandates for New York City. Now, y'all know that a lot of people lost their job. A lot of people didn't want to comply with the mandate. And a lot of people they took it to federal court, or they took it to the Supreme Court, which is the highest court. They took it to the Supreme Court hoping that they can go without getting these shots and still keep their job. But the Supreme Court says they will not block the vaccine mandate for New York healthcare workers. And, because the workers, they felt like, they said, their defense in court was, they felt like they were being violated for their rights to exercise free faith. And even though you have the right to believe in whatever faith you want, when you work for a company or a corporation, they have say-so on their rules and regulations. That's how this goes. You understand? So that's why I told you, if you don't want to comply, you have to start your own business. You understand? You have to do your own thing and take care of yourself, because if you got to deal with these corporations, you have to comply, because they got the higher ups on their neck. The government is on their neck, and they're going to be on your neck. But you got a lot of people, in the healthcare field, doctors, nurses, whatever, all in that field. They don't want to comply with this, and a lot of them have lost their job, and they try to take it to court, and they lost, and it will not be a block on a vaccine mandate in New York and other states around America. They're not going for it. They're not letting it slide. You got to comply, or you got to do your own thing. That's it. Nobody's going to make nobody do nothing. Nobody can tell you what to do. But, if you're not going to comply, you better start your own business. You know what I'm saying? And the way it's looking, we see what's going on, that eventually a lot of people are going to be on the street, and they're going to be messed up because they seem like they're not budging off this situation. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, You got a lot of boogeyman activity going on, and they're trying to keep a lot of people scared. And being that people are scared, they are losing out. You know what I'm saying? They losing out. So that's why you got to make the best decision for you. And these people try to make a decision, but when they went to court, it didn't work. And the Supreme Court, they will not block the vaccine mandate. So that's what it is on that. You know what I'm saying? To each his own. To each his own on that. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, I'm not here to tell nobody what to do. You got to do what's best for you. You got to make choices, and the choices you got to make them fast. That's just what it is. Also, in that category, they saying that the C-19 has killed 1 out of 100 older Americans, and it's approaching 800,000 on the U.S. toll, and that's the number for people that's 65 and older. The people that are 65 and older are some of the main victims in this situation. You understand? And it seems to me like these are most of the people that's due to get their retirement money. So, you know, let's look at them 800,000 people that passed away. Those are 800,000 people that will not be getting, you know, a retirement check, a Social Security check, none of that. That money is going back to the state. You know what I'm saying? Because when, you know, a long time ago, when a lot of us knew what was to come, they said a lot of these things is going to be applying to, you know, the useless eaters as well as the elderly. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a certain demographic in the country and in the world that they feel like do not produce, and they just in a way. That's how they feel. You know what I'm saying? This ain't my opinion. I'm gonna give a disclaimer, but that's how they feel. You understand? Allegedly. Because right now they're saying that every one out of every 100 older Americans approaching, you know what I'm saying? They're approaching this 800,000 mark now, but 1 out of every 100 older Americans, they trying to say is being killed from C-19. They're basically getting sick and they're passing away because their body cannot fight off what it's supposed to fight off. You understand? And also in that category, they're also saying that C-19 depression is rising worldwide, and along with that, also the new restrictions due to the new the new situation that starts with the Omicron. You know what I'm saying? They also saying there's a lot of new restrictions coming with that, and a lot of people are in a deep depression. You know what I'm saying? Because they can't move around like they want, they can't do what they want. It's stressing people out. You know, the kids are home, and it's a crisis in America, and that's what's going on. And a lot of people are not mentally strong for these changes, these new adaptations that got to take place. Everybody's not built for this stress, and some people are losing their mind, and some people that are depressed, they're turning to drugs, which coincide with the opioid pandemic, the heroin pandemic, the weed pandemic, or epidemic, shall I say? But it's epidemic, pandemic. It's all rolled into one, because the people that are stressed, they got to get high, and they want to get drunk, and they want to be out of their mind because they don't want to deal with this harsh reality that's going on. So therefore, they are saying that COVID depressions are up in America. You know what I'm saying? That's what's going on. People getting stressed out. So I told you, man, you got to stay mentally strong, and you got to stay spiritually connected, and you got to know that it's going to be a greater day to come. You just got to stand strong. That's my opinion. And moving right along, so far it's been 74 reported dead in Kentucky and more than 100 people unaccounted for. Now, we know about how numbers are always finessed. Numbers are finessed. You dig? And more than 100 people are unaccounted for. And mind you, over 100, you know what I'm saying? More than 100, that could mean 300, 200. It could mean 500. It could mean 1,000. It's just saying over 100. And if you've seen that damage, we know it's a lot of numbers that got, you know, it's a lot of numbers unaccounted for, because we've seen a lot of stuff they got blown off the map. And so far, 74 people have been reported dead, and over 100 are unaccounted for. So we're going to see how far that goes, and hopefully a lot of people get found, and hopefully a lot of people didn't die from this situation. You understand? And that's how it go. So that's why I say it's a lot of stuff going on, but you got to just stay focused. And guess what? Some people, they love to say they don't watch the news, right? You need to watch the news, because that might be your only way of knowing what's going on. You understand? You need to watch that weather. That's basically what I'm saying. You need to watch the weather, and you got to pay close attention, and you got to be ready for whatever happens, because anything can happen. Just like those individuals in the Amazon warehouse, for what I've been reading on reports, some of them wanted to leave and go home, but they said that, in a tornado, it's not too smart to drive, and a lot of people were told to stay and not leave the location, and a lot of people got caught up in the situation. You dig? So we're gonna send our condolences to the people that got hurt in Kentucky and the ones that lost their life, and hopefully they can find everybody and the families and get back together, because like I said, this is another crisis going on in America at the same time. Also, they said on that same topic that it's called a twindemic, because they're saying that the flu is on the rise in Long Island, New York, Nassau County, Suffolk County. They said the cases of the flu are rising. You dig? 2,871 cases of flu have been on the rise. Out of 64,000 people tested, 2,871 people has the flu. You dig? That's what's going on. And they saying due to all the flu cases rising, the COVID cases rising, some people are calling this the twindemic. So you see what's going on, right? You see everything I just told you. It's multiple things going on at one time, and that's why people are going crazy, because they don't know what to do. And a lot of people just thought everything was going to be sweet. This thing was going to blow over, was going to go back to partying, spending your money, enjoying your life. But now we see we all have real situations in front of us, and we have to think for us, our family. We have to think for everybody around us, and we all got to be safe. And that's what I'm trying to tell y'all, man. Life ain't a joke right now. Life, it never was a joke, but it definitely ain't a joke now, because it's been called a twindemic in Long Island, New York, and the cases are rising. You dig? It's almost at 3,000 flu cases on top of the C-19 cases. So that's what's up with that, man. Like I said, as y'all already know, this is a pre-record right now, but I still got to get out information, and we got to have a good show. So I'm definitely going to say salute to the chat, because I know all my family pulled up for No Fame Mafia. You understand? My mom's in the building. Y'all hold it down. You understand? Anybody coming crazy, y'all put them in the ground. Y'all already know what time it is. You dig? Because I'm still here in the spirit. You heard? And that's what it is. And like I say, anybody that does donate to the channel, I will be shouting you out tomorrow, and I'm going to keep it going like that for right now. You understand? Because I got a lot of things going on. You understand? And we still going to give you Grown Man Talk at night. Me and my brother P. Grown Man Talk is the channel. Grown Man Talk is the show. And that's what, that's what we have real conversations, and we address all issues. And the last thing I'm going to speak on is the NFL player, Zach Stacy. You dig? He told police, for those who don't know, Zach Stacy, that's the dude that allegedly beat up his girlfriend on camera. When he was throwing her into the TV, he was throwing her all over the room like a rag doll. We also played this on Grown Man Talk. We broke this down when it first came out in real time. And we also said that it looked like it was a staged attack, because the way that camera was focused, it looked like the girl was ready for this to go down. And it looked like she was ready to provoke that man to get him on camera so she can get him in jail and sue him, in my opinion, allegedly. Because Zach Stacy told police that the attack on his ex-girlfriend was staged and he was set up. And they say that she was mad. You did? She was mad because, he didn't want to be with her no more, and they had just had a child. So when we saw that rocker, we saw the walk, all of that, that was his child that she had. And we was also joking about the small house and how small it was, and it looked like a hotel room. And we was joking about how the couch was separated from the kitchen, separated from the bathroom. You know, the couch was separated from the couch and the kitchen was separated by a sheet. And we was like, yo, as an NFL player, you know, how could he have a living or something like that? And the girl was kind of mad because she felt like the police was taking his side, right? But you got to understand something, man. A lot of police, they love football too. And a lot of police officers are groupies too. So the point of the matter is, I don't know what happened in this situation. This is all alleged, but the NFL player, Zach Stacy, he told police that he felt like this whole thing was staged and he was set up. Now, we know when he was putting hands on that woman and throwing around the room, that wasn't staged. That was for real. But the situation that led up to this, it could have been staged, meaning she could have provoked him over the phone to come there, had the camera recording, purposely said something to piss him off and get him started. And he reacted like a fool because I told you, in a situation like this, you're supposed to walk away. You're not supposed to put no hands on no woman, be fighting, dealing with no domestic violence. When it gets to that level, you just leave them alone and you walk away. And sometimes you will hurt them more by turning your back on them and acting like they don't even exist, don't even acknowledge them. You dig? That's one of my recipes, all right? You hurt people more when you cut them off than when you entertain their BS. But this dude, Zach Stacy, you know, he's facing charges still. He's still in court. And he said he felt like this whole thing was staged and he was set up. And that's how it goes down. Because I'm pretty sure, like I said, it's a pandemic. You know, you tell that lady you're going to cut her off. You just had a baby and she wants some of that bread. She basically was like, yo, you're not going to leave me out here messed up. Before you do that, I'll ruin your whole life. And that's what she attempted to do. And he's trying to fight it in court right now. You understand? And he's basically trying to say that he was set up and this whole event was staged. So there you have it. All the BS that happened so far one day. You did one in a couple of days. So I'm going to give a recap for those that just pulled up and y'all can hear me clearly. You dig? Metals found, metal particles, metal strands was found in Minute Maid products. Minute Maid juices that we love in the hood, you know, for the cheap price. It was found in Minute Maid products and Coca-Cola products, and Coca-Cola is the parent company for Minute Maid. It was found in Coca-Cola sodas and Sprite canned sodas. You did? And it was also issued in 8 states. So they're already on the shelf right now. They might be in a store near you. You did? In Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Maryland, Virginia, Maine, and New Jersey, and a few other states they did not mention. All right. For the Minute Maid, it's the berry punch, the strawberry lemonade, the fruit punch. And for the soda, it's Coca-Cola, the 12-ounce cans, and the 12-ounce cans of Sprite. All of them are on recall, and the products are dated to expire in 2022, which means they're still on the shelf right now. And I call it hood juice, you know, because every hood in America love Minute Maid juice. Every home, damn, they got Minute Maid juice, except for people that watch their sugar and watch their health, and the people that do have money to afford 100% juice, because these juices ain't nothing but Kool-Aid. You understand? And they purposely put in the hood at a cheap price, you know, to sell off their shelf. And this is what actually gives you diabetes. And I told you earlier, they're made with fructose corn syrup, which is synthetic sugar that clogs up your throat. When you get that phlegm, that's that fructose corn syrup, and it put a lot of extra calories on you for no reason. You did? Because it's a byproduct. So, you know, metal is found in Minute Maid drinks. You dig? A New York City man, he's facing 30 years for violating a little boy in Grenada. And he's been caught in Brooklyn, New York, a 27-year-old, and he was supposed to be a preacher. But now he's in federal court facing 30 years, and he's going to get his issue because he is a Chester and he had a thing for little kids. And I don't want to keep talking about this every day, but this stuff keep popping up in the news because I told y'all this is one of the agendas in America, and they smashing down on these Chesters. That's what's going on. I also told you about the former Chicago Bears player, the New York Jets player, wide receiver Josh Bellamy, and how he's recently been sentenced to 37 months in prison after pleading guilty in June to committing wire fraud. You dig? He didn't get hit with all the charges, but he got hit with the wire fraud because I'm pretty sure he had a good lawyer and he beat most of the charges. But the one that stick got him 3 years in jail, and he will be doing 3 years in federal penitentiary. He's 32 years old, and he received 1.2 million. He has to pay back all of that. You understand? He has to pay back $1,246,565. After he does his time, he got to pay that money back. So therefore, ask yourself, was it worth it? Was it worth getting shined for a little bit of time, but now your time being taken? And he spent it on jewelry, casinos, Christian Dior, Gucci, basically material things. And now he's going to be locked up wearing state clothes. You know what I'm saying? He's going to be having on that federal uniform. You dig? So that's where we at with this right now. Also, in stupidity news, you understand, fans have been seen throwing bottles at the rapper The Baby during the Rolling Loud set. So you can watch that video now. The fans were throwing bottles at Lil Baby, and he had to run off the stage. Not Lil Baby, The Baby. I'm tired of speaking to all these grown niggas calling themselves Baby, but The Baby. You know what I'm saying? He ran off the stage after fans were throwing bottles at him. And we also know that The Baby, he made those homophobic slurs. And I told you the Rainbow Gang don't play. And allegedly, they were throwing bottles at him on stage, and he had to run. You know what I'm saying? He had to get up off that stage because they was on his neck. So that's how he got humiliated the other day. Also, the last thing in stupidity, a Chicago gang member carjacked the city bus full of passengers. You dig? And he was only charged with a misdemeanor. You understand? And I don't even know how that happened, but he demanded the driver take him a whole different route. Now, he might have had somebody on his heels. He might have ain't want to walk through a certain neighborhood, but he basically told the bus driver to take another route. You understand? And it was alleged that he flashed a pistol on the driver. And then once he got off the bus, he ran and got apprehended by the police. But just to show you the type of stupidity that people are doing, and we see that what? People are losing their mind. You dig? So like I said, pay attention, stay focused, and stay in the house. And like I said, salute to the chat, salute to the family. Thanks for everybody that support me. You understand? Thanks for all my old supporters, my new supporters. And if you're new to the channel, hit the subscribe button, hit the all notification bell, and don't forget to leave a comment. And you can like or dislike. It's up to you. You dig? And with that note, it's the 4NOFAME Prime Time episode 60. And we did a rundown. We know what time it is. And if you just pulled up, take it from the beginning. I want to say y'all have a good day. Stay out the way. And I'm out.